Do you ever feel like you have too much on your plate? Like there's just so much to do and not enough time to get it all done? It can be an overwhelming feeling, right? But what if I told you that the key to overcoming this feeling is to focus on what's important and to cut out the distractions? I know what you're thinking. Duh, right? But it's true. What you focus on expands. So if you focus on the things that are truly important, they will grow and become more prominent in your life and in your day. On the other hand, if you focus on distractions, they will also expand and take up more of your time, more of your attention, more of your energy. My name's Stacy. I'm with Small Business Management Consultants, and we help businesses every single day take their power back so that they can stay focused on the things that matter most, reaching their potential clients, increasing sales, and delivering to their current clients. If you'll give me a second, I want to pause the video. I'm going to show you a tool that I created that helps me stay focused and prioritize my tasks each and every day. It's a very simple tool that I'll link below. You're welcome to use it, upload it, and customize it to fit what you need. But if you'll give me a second, I really want to show you how it works for me to save me a lot of time and energy and create some really disciplined focus for my day. Okay, so if you can see my screen, you'll see here this is just like a really big, kind of obnoxious spreadsheet, but I'll define everything for you so it'll make more sense. When you first open it up, you'll see that there are 3 tabs here. One is here. I'm on the one that's called Stacy's basically to-do, and then this is a list tab. So if you'll go to the middle tab, which is your to-do list, certainly name it whatever you want to call it, but what I would say is the way I define my priorities. So things that are due within today, I call them immediate priority. Things that are due within, let's say, the next 1 to 2 days, I define those as a high task. Things that are due within the week, I define as a mid task, and so on. I even have things that are listed on here that I call the want list, which means I really want to get it done at some point, but there's no due date associated with it. This could be like cleaning out a file, getting ready for tax season, or even just working on a new sales campaign or something like that. They're all great. I need to get them done at some point, but they don't today have a certain due date that's associated with them. So I just keep putting those types of things on the list so that whenever I have, let's call it extra time, I can go to that list and kind of fill in, okay, sort it by that and look at things that I wanted to get done. And I also just have a way to basically keep it on the list so that it doesn't get forgotten. But anyway, once you get to that, if you want to go to this list, you can go here to define exactly how you want to call things. So if you want to change your priority, you just go here and you can type right over the top of any of my categories, and that will allow you to name them things that make sense for you, as well as the defined time frames that make sense for you. Similarly, I have categories that are important to me, but you can certainly change them to meet what you'd like. Mine, for instance, include some friends and family who I support in different things, like I'm helping with contracts or real estate stuff or tasks that are within their businesses or their lives that I help them with. It's something that I prioritize on here because they need to be done, and I like to specify who that's for. I also put things, highlight things that are banking or financial related. So if it's going to have a financial impact on me, let's say I need to cancel a subscription before a certain date, I definitely want to highlight that even more than just a regular business task. That way I can pay close attention to it so it doesn't impact me financially in a different way. Things that are all related to a client, I want to make a high priority for those, so I put here client task also the same way, making sure that I highlight those so I can quickly look at my list when we're done and know that I have specific things related to a client that have to be done that day. You can just go down the list and indicate any of the categories that you want for your own business and put those right over the top of mine. Similarly, you can come here, and I use 2 categories called business or personal because I do put all of my personal things on the list as well. I mean, let's face it, we're business owners, so we're very busy, and if you don't accomplish all of your things to do within your personal and business stuff, it's not going to get done. So I just list everything on here to keep track of it. Now, if you come back to this tab here, which is where I have all my things to do, I go to the bottom of the list each day. And I'm going to update this list so I can start working on it today. So let's say today I have to film a short video for a client, let's say. And that is today, the 28th, 2023. And let's say that I estimate that to take about 45 minutes of time. So I put the time here, and then because I said it's due within today, I put it as an immediate task. Because it's for the business, I indicate here business, and because it's for the client, I indicate that it's for a client here. Now, this column here calculates the duration of time, and in a minute I'll show you on another tab where your whole day gives you a total tally of how much time some of your tasks are going to take you. Well, let's just say instead of 45 minutes, I wanted it to take, or I thought it was going to take 3 hours. That would be 60 minutes times 3, 180 minutes. So this column, when I put it in minutes, will translate in this column as hours. So now I have 3 hours more of a task listed on here. And then I will go to this, what I call daily pivot. Pivot table is something inside of Excel that allows you to just see things a lot more clearly instead of having to go through all of this noise and try to figure out what am I supposed to be looking at today. I can take this table here and make this more meaningful for me to just see a very quick snapshot of what I'm looking at today. So if you go here, let's say I want to just see all the things for today. So I'm going to click this button here called Immediate. Now I'm looking at all of the tasks that are assigned to me today, and I can see here that there's a total of 6.5 hours worth of tasks to do. So that could be a good thing. I could say, okay, great, that's enough. Or if I want, okay, well, I'm going to be in the office for about 10 hours today. I can look for more things. All I need to do is also highlight the high button, which gives me, in my case, all the things that are due within today, and then all the things that are due within 1 to 2 days from today. So let's just say all the high tasks are going to give me about 10.5 hours worth of stuff. All the immediate tasks are going to give me about 6.5 hours. And so the total is 17 hours, which in my case means everything basically today plus 2 days. So in the next 3 days, I have 17 hours worth of work. Very doable, and I don't feel as overwhelmed now that I can see it on the list and understand that there's a priority to it. So then what I do is, let's go back to the immediate so you can see it clearer. I then have it sorted by the shortest duration to the longest duration, which for me means that I can look at tasks that are like 5 or 10 minute tasks, and I quickly just get those off my list. That could be responding to an email, looking something up, sending something out in the mail, whatever those tasks are that take less than 10 minutes or 5 minutes to do, I put those on here. So it's sorted for me to get those done sort of immediately. What I can look at here for myself is go, okay, let's just say that's about an hour, and that's a little over an hour, that's an hour, and then that's the 3 hours. So if I was looking at this today, I would say, you know what, this is about my morning pretty much. I can take care of everything in my morning. And then this gives me the whole afternoon, this 3 hours, to focus on that client's video. So I know that during that 3 hour window, I don't have to feel like I have 15 other tasks that are just looming over me and that I'm worried about. Oh, I didn't send that email. I didn't look that up. I didn't take care of those things. And that way, if the video or this task that's a longer task does end up taking me longer, or I do get interrupted, or whatever happens that we all know does, I can still get that done today and know that I'm confident that the 6.5 hours that I've estimated for today is all doable. Another thing that I do is, lately I've been doing this, I take a little timer that I got for myself, and when I get to a task that I have the time for, I basically just set the timer. You can do this on your cell phone as well, but I set the timer for 30 minutes in this case, and I start working on it, and I try to beat that time, but basically I do try to stay really focused on the time that I've estimated for each of the tasks so that this turns out to help me manage my day truly. But that's just something that I've added recently, and I'm actually just finding myself trying to compete to beat the time that I estimated just to get something done. Anyway, so what I was going to show you here is, in order to work on this sheet each day, I actually go up to the top here, I go to File, and I print this copy. So now I have a piece of paper that's on my desk that I can cross off all of these things each day. And what I also do is I end up writing on that list the same, all the new tasks that I've accumulated. Let's say I'm on a conference call and I take an action item for something and I need to write that down. So I end up putting all my new tasks on this paper as well, so that once a day I can go back into the spreadsheet, which I'll do here. And I can go to this list. Let's say today I ended up finishing that client video. So at the end of today, let's show you if I have one here. Okay, yes, so see, this is one. I crossed off everything off the list and I wrote down all my new stuff and it looks really messy. But at the end of the day, I take this paper, like I say, I go back to this list, and now let's say I finish this task for the client. I just simply go here to complete, and I take out the time that's associated with it. So I just delete that time. Now when I go back over here, if you see we did have 6.5 hours worth of time accumulated. If I just go to refresh now, it will update the time and remove that 3-hour task from my list, showing that I now have 3.5 hours. So this is something that I encourage you to start using if it's helpful, makes sense. You're welcome to just download it from below, grab the file, customize it to what works for you. And if you have any questions on how to use it, or if you come up with a way that you use it differently and you want to share, please feel free to do that. I'll check it out in the comments below with you and coordinate a discussion if we have to get it so that you're up and comfortable using it each and every day like I am. Anyway, hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you in the comments. Thanks for tuning in.